Wake up, Alan. Wake up. Time for another video. Let's go, Alan. Let's go, buddy. Let's go ahead and hit this new episode. Or whoa. Let's continue because I already started the episode, I should say. Caught that. Caught that. Yeah, sorry, I was in the middle of something and I was like, yeah, let's start doing Alan Wakes. So I gotta slap myself a couple times, wake up, drink some coffee, and I gotta get in the mood here. Alright, welcome back everybody to another episode of Alan Wake. We are very close to finishing this series. I just had somebody email me. Let me just send something back to them really quickly.
Storm was coming.
What has happened?
It would throw him off.
Okay, let's do this. So much for this. Yeah. So, welcome back to Alan Wake. We're about to go into this tornado. Last time we wrapped up episode 1, and yeah, that did not trigger. Or no, that did trigger this, but I didn't know anything. Run around, dude. But yeah, last time we finished episode 1, and now we're in episode 2, and we're building a bridge here to get onto something. So, fun. Still trapped inside the dark place. If you guys haven't watched the other episodes, I don't know why you're here, but glad to have you either way. Probably very confused, but you know, it's the way it goes when you start on episode whatever this one is. It's probably like episode 17 or something. Jump! Oh, no, I overcorrected. Ah, come on. Break.
Wait.
You can't want me dead this bad.
Can't want me dead this bad. I think he does. Hope everybody had a good day yesterday. I'm feeling a lot better than I was. I was super sick, like the last week. But, you know, finally feeling better. Trying to recover and get more mileage in for August. No. Why am I playing only up? Why is this only up?
Wait.
This is like actually only up.
You can't want me dead this bad.
But yeah, yesterday night, I had a kind of long day at work. Didn't get as much done as I wanted to though, which is crazy. I hate when there's a long day at work and then you don't get what you want done. Like that always blows. But you know, I went to right after work. I was like, you know what? Screw this. Well, not really screw this. I like my job. It's just more of like a, you know, when stuff's busy, it's like I'm trying to get out of here. Hi, buddy. And you know, when you're sitting at your desk all day, I know a lot of people are probably like, oh, yeah, desk job. You poor thing. I push him off. Oh, bye-bye.
Just another memory.
I know, I'm such a poor thing for getting to stay at home and work. Look at me. No, but it really does kind of, the one thing that I do miss about, because I used to work at retail, I do miss working with coworkers. That's a big one. And then another one was just the steps and getting out there and getting active. I did miss that. I don't miss like manual labor. You know, I did that also, but that was only a summer job. That was. If you guys are familiar with farming and such, detasseling was something that I did a couple years. I mean, that was manual labor. I was waking up early. That was long, cold mornings and sweaty nights, or not nights, but I guess afternoons. It was nasty. And then corn rash also. Ugh. It was horrible, but you know, it helped me, and that's how I paid for my PC. So look what it did for me. It also helped pay for my Switch. I was really dumb because it was 2017 and it was when the Switch came out. Overpaid a little bit for a Switch bundle with Splatoon 2 and Snipper Clips. If you haven't played either of those are great games. Actually, I would probably vote for Splatoon 3 to play, but Splatoon 2 was really good. I like my time with the game. And Snipper Clips is just a fun little... Oh, come on. He does that little gallop, right? When you try to run with him, that's a little unpredictable. But Snipper Clips is a puzzle game where you can have one or two people, and it's like... It's kind of like... If you guys ever watched Nickelodeon, or was it Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network? I think it might have been Cartoon Network now that I think of it. Hole in the Wall. You guys know that show? I can't remember which channel that was on. It was either Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network. They blend together. But Hole in the Wall is like, you know, the wall is coming towards you and you and a friend were trying to like fit the hole to like get through the wall, I guess. No, it was a cool show, and Snipper Clips kind of reminded me of that, but you know, I haven't played Snipper Clips in a while, so maybe I'm misremembering it, but like, you can like move your character and cut him into different shapes and like have them like come on top, or like climb on top of each other, I guess. Pause, I guess, for all that, but we gotta leave pause in 2025. I'm done with pause. I'm done with pausing. But you know, we gotta. Yeah, Snipper Clips was a fun game. I wish they did a sequel to it. I think a sequel for that would have been a great Switch 2 launch title, as opposed to the experience or whatever, Switch 2 Learning Center or whatever, Education Discovery Channel, whatever they dropped. It was like $10. I was like, why is this not a pack-in? No, but if Snipper Clips 2 was a pack-in for Switch 2, that would have been great. Because that was like an OG kind of launch title. But like I was saying, I got my Switch 2 around July-ish. Like late July. I think it was around my birthday time, actually. And you know, I played the hell out of the Switch. I really did. I played a lot of Splatoon 2 when that dropped. Gosh, I played that for a while, and then I didn't really play much until Odyssey came out. When Odyssey came out, it was just only Odyssey, really. I played that so much. I have so many good memories when I play Odyssey. I love how I go from talking about manual labor to Mario Odyssey. You know, crazy through line there, but you know, that's what you get here on 67 Easton channel. You know, that's what you get. So. And for anybody wondering, the 67, you know, is this because of the meme? No. I mean, this channel should have been up for like before that song even came out and before that meme ever dropped, but 6-7 was actually so it was like sophomore year, and I was playing Fortnite, and I was still using my dad's like full name as my Fortnite name, and I was like, this is probably bad, because somebody's gonna be like, I just died to, you know, John Smith, or what, like, you know, whatever name you want to fill in for my dad there. But you know, I should probably use an actual like name, and so my last name is Easton, and no relation to the baseball bats, no relation, no relation to that empire, but you know, Easton, and then I was like, Easton, and then I probably should have some numbers after, and I was thinking of doing my birthday number, like the day that like the day that I was born, or I was thinking of doing like the year I was born, and then I was like, no, this just doesn't sound right. So I was like, let me find a number that kind of rhymes, right? Easton 67. Really, it could have been any combination. It could have been 47. Could have been. There's a life where I'm Easton 47, right? there's a life where I'm Easton 27, but you know, we went for Easton 67 because it just kind of rolled off the tongue. You gotta admit, 67 is just it just kind of rolls off the tongue. So, and I think Easton 67 on here was taken, so I opted for 67 Easton. Can I not go down there? Can I crouch? I don't think I can crouch in this game. Oh, I know what to do, right? Yeah, they just loaded me up on them. I have 19 of them. Let me get another. Thank you. Dingus. Oh. Dang. So yeah, all that to kind of say, I did my time in manual labor, I did my time in retail, and there's things I miss about all of them, right? Like my time in detasseling. It was nice because if like you just do your job, right, and you can be like, you know, they really didn't pay well. It was like 2 weeks, I'd get like 1,000, which I guess, you know, for a young buck is pretty good. It's probably more than a lot of like our parents that did this same job, or you know, like farmers who rely on it and are like, oh, I do that for a living, like you're getting paid for this. But no, it was really nice, like waking up early and being done just kind of at noon. But like that sleep that you had, like that's probably some of the best naps I've ever had in my life. It was just like coming home off the detasseling. You know, you wake up at 5. Actually, you know what? Screw that. I think you wake up even earlier. I think I woke up at like 4:30. It was crazy early, and I never showered before that, right? But, you know, you just pack your lunch. Sometimes you just pack your lunch the night before, and you literally just throw on your rain gear because you know it's gonna be like super soggy in the morning, and it sucks. It sucks. If you've ever walked through a cornfield in the morning and it's like, imagine, okay, you guys know morning dew, right? Like those on grass and stuff. Now imagine that, but super tall, scratchy grass. So it was like you had to wear raincoats, and I got rain pants, which are kind of like parachute pants almost, but they just like repel the water in it, and it worked for the most part. But like because it would keep my underclothes dry, which is nice. But then I would be feeling super hot, and you know whenever you have. Have you ever had a time when you I'm like stuttering here. Sorry guys. What I'm trying to say is have you ever had like a raincoat on and you get a bunch of water on it and it just sticks to you and it's super hot still? Like that's kind of the feeling you would get. Or maybe it's not hot because it's cold and then the temperature heats up to like 100 and you're like, oh, we're in the fields, 100 degrees, this sucks. Now, where I'm from, I guess it's a little privileged detasselers club because we got to ride the machines, but only before like once the corn was higher than you were, they were like, nope, we gotta throw you on the machines. Look at this guy's face.
Through a maze, hopelessly sprinting in the wheel, never getting anywhere. His life in miniature.
Oh, come on, who puts a hole there? Who puts a hole there? But you know, riding the machines was cool. You get to have like you get to load up with your buddies, and I think they, if I'm remembering right, they kind of picked your crew, and you'd kind of have like 4 people, right? So you kind of have 4 lackeys that would take kind of the point, and so how do I explain this? You have 4 rows of corn,
Now what?
right? Or it's either 4 or 3. I can't remember if there's 4 people and there's 3 rows, or it's been a while. It's been a while, guys. So we're gonna go with the fact that there's 3 rows of corn and then there's 1 person that's kind of the de facto leader. So my first couple years I was never the leader, and like my last year I was the leader, which is cool. And you know what I did was I would just throw on a I'd have my raincoat on, my rain pants. I'd have one of those like hydration packs, like those Camels. And not the cigarettes, not those Camels, but like was it called Camelback? Oh, this is cool. I like this. This is very Only Up like. This is probably what Only Up took inspiration from. Sorry, I was getting a drink. I really didn't want this to like spin past, and then I had to wait another cycle. Oh, just getting a quick drink here. Okay. No, but so I had my Camelback. I had a detasseling hat, which is kind of like it's like the Mr. Beast kind of hat, where it's like that big old like visor. What the fuck was that? Oh, hello. I'm guessing I'm supposed to jump in there. Yoink. Oh, interesting. Okay. This is very surreal.
Mr. Wade, can I help you with anything?
Yeah, what was nice is when you were the leader, you didn't have to grab all the tassels. You could just walk through, and you kind of... It was actually kind of tough, because you had to walk between multiple fields at once and try to look for the ones that people missed. And you'd have people who slack off, you'd have people that don't take it seriously. I've heard crazy stories about what people do in the cornfields. And... you know... Sorry, guys. But, you know, I don't know how much was real. I don't know how much was just propaganda. Propaganda. More just like stupid high schooler stories, right? Because we were all high schoolers. We were all hopped up on hormones. We were, you know, there are people who would like do shit in the field. There are people who would just yell and cuss in the field. There are people who would just like it was, hold on, someone's okay, sorry, I was trying to follow up on that email that was sent. What do we have for time? 17. Everything's going. Yeah, I mean, there was crazy stuff that happened in the field. There were friends. There was very unlikely friends that I made in the field. A lot of like farmers' kids who I just never talked to, and it's not really my like. It's not like a oh you're weird type of thing. It's just like they kind of had their own clique, and you know how high school is. You know, everybody got their own clique, and you know stick to your group. And I was kind of with all the nerdy kids, and I mean okay. I sometimes hung out with some like semi-popular kids. It was kind of weird. My school probably was a little different than a lot of yours. We had, gosh, dude, I have to try to think back to this because I don't want to. I've watched so many like movies and TV shows where maybe my memory is gonna get like warped into thinking that I'm living someone else's life. Do you guys ever have that? Is that just me? That might be me. I don't want to tell you guys the wrong thing. But like who I hung out with, I guess like in the grand scheme of things, we're probably more on the nerdier side. Like we were just kind of playing games and such. But like, I don't know. Like my ex-girlfriend was fairly popular in terms of just like being active and stuff. And like, I was active in quite a bit of activities too. Active in activities. Wow, you know, this is stupid. I'm so stupid. What is this? Oh. Lovely. Sorry, I'm getting emails for some fake stuff that we're testing on our website. It's kind of funny. So I'm not supposed to drop through there? That's not the way I'm supposed to go? What about this? Is this the way I'm supposed to go? I mean, it's got an arrow. Surely, right? I'm just gonna have to wait until it gets fully circled. But yeah, my friend group was kind of nerdy, but like I said, you know, I was in like speech, and I was in show choir, and I was in band, and I was really eating up a lot of high school. I really was trying to just try to soak as much as I could out of the last year, and I think a lot of that was because my ex just she was in a lot of things, and I was like, well, you know, I'm not doing anything, might as well join these with you. And you know, I had a lot of fun, like regardless of that. It's like I had a lot of fun in like speech, and because a lot of those nerdy kids, I kind of like a lot of I kind of grew attached, I guess. Or I don't know. It's like I was in band, and so therefore I'm automatically band kid, and show choir is like band kid adjacent. So it's like regardless of if my ex-girlfriend was in it or not, I was still gonna join it. And I think I did join it because I wanted to try to get closer to her, which is kind of sad, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do for young love, you know. So, and you know, I don't regret it because me and the choir teacher, we had a gosh, that sounds weird. I'm gonna drink. No, but like me and him, kind of like, I think he liked me, kind of like as a, like not nothing weird. Oh, I'm dead right here. Yeah, nothing weird like that. It's just like me and him kind of. I just talked to him about like random stuff, and you know, I was kind of the class clown. I don't know. I've probably said that before, but you know, I'm sure people. I don't know. I had like no filter back in high school, so I was just kind of like talking, whatever. And once I finally got to senior year, it's like, you know, you talk enough. Nobody below you is really gonna like kind of call you for a lot of the like hey, shut up. You know, nobody's really gonna call you to hey, shut up, kid, because they're all younger than me. I don't give a shit. Well, I mean, they probably do give a shit, but they're like, I'm not gonna go yell at a senior. But no, like I had a lot of fun in choir, and like by the end, I actually got like some solos. And by some solos, I mean one solo. And I ended up going to like an all-state like choir, like a, what do they call that? So so in band they call them honor bands, and in choir I think it's just honor choir. I think it was something like that. Jeez, we're going down a whole rabbit hole of my high school, aren't we? I guess I'm saving no stories, whatever. I don't give a shit. I'll let y'all have it. No, but honor choir was cool, and a lot of those like extracurricular events, I'm actually really glad that I joined. Dude, like what am I supposed to be doing here? I just don't understand really if I'm even making progress. Like, did I just soft lock or what? No, but it was really cool. I look back on my high school, I think, because a lot of people who are like, I don't know if you guys know, like, where I'm from, it's like, they call it like 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A. And that's kind of like the division, I guess, for high school, like how many kids you have. So 4A, you'd have like 1 million kids in your class. And 1A, it'd be like you and the teacher and maybe like one other kid, or like you'd be homeschooled if it was 1A. 1A is like one classroom's worth of kids in the whole thing. And I'll tell you what, some of those 1A schools, when it came to cross country, when I ran cross, like those kids do not mess around. Those kids are fast. I don't know how. Those kids were just lightning though. And it's always like a 1A school. You'd have one kid in the 1A school that just smoke you. And it's like, are we playing the same game? It's crazy. No, so yeah, 1A don't really mess around, but I came from a 3A school, so, and honestly, we're probably like, I'm pretty sure that high school is expanding that I'm from. They're expanding quite a bit, so I wonder if they ever will grow to 4A. But 3A was like if you want peak high school experience, you got to do 3A. You got to do 3A. 2A I think is too small. 3A, I still knew most of the kids' last name, and okay, well, no, I think I knew everybody's last name, but I think I knew most of their middle names. It was crazy. I knew a lot of people, and I had a lot of friends when I used to go to daycare back in kindergarten and I think kindergarten and preschool. No, not preschool. It was like kindergarten and like first and second probably. I had a lot of I'm dead right here probably. Yep. Shit. I knew a lot of kids younger than me. So like that. So once it came time to high school, it's like, oh, I know like the whole grade below me. That's like a whole wealth of new friends. So you know, when people wanted to talk, it'd be like, oh yeah, you know, like go talk to them, because I knew most of them. So it was great having that, and like, because then like you have the seniors kind of cycle out, and I knew a lot of people above my grade too. It was crazy. I knew so many people at that high school. I knew so many. And my sister was 2 grades above me. So I knew most of that grade. So when I was a freshman, I knew most of the seniors because that's my sister's grade. And the grade above that, I knew a couple people in, but not as many as I probably should. And that's kind of like the sophomore year is kind of when I just kind of hung with my own crowd. And then junior year, I knew a lot of people below me. Well, no, sophomore year, I probably spent a lot of time with the underclassmen because those are the people I used to go to daycare with. So I probably hung out with them a lot. And, you know, that was really cool. What am I even supposed to be doing? Is this thing just gonna keep rolling? Like I don't really understand the premise here, but I mean the lighthouse is there. I'm just gonna keep rolling, I guess. Whatever. No, by the time I was a senior, I didn't really know the grades below me too well. But I hung out still with a lot of people, like the junior crowd, because I knew a lot of those underclassmen. And then my grade, I knew almost everybody. Now, I didn't talk to almost everybody because there was a lot of people who, you know, there's a lot of people in my school that you wouldn't want to talk to. And, you know, regardless of how young they were, you know, like us being all high schoolers, you know, 17, 18, you kind of knew who was going to jail. you know when you're in high school, they're old enough where you know who's going to jail, so you know who not to kind of talk to and who to kind of stay away from. And I knew who to stay away from. I knew kind of I knew that pretty well. And you know, checking Facebook in the because there's like a Facebook page where it shows all the inmates, and I see so many of the people from my high school, like upper, lower, everybody, like nobody's safe, everybody's in jail. It's crazy. Finally get to somewhere. But it's cool because, you know, I'm also from such a small school where we don't really have anybody that's like a celebrity, right?
Next stop, Sanity.
I've heard rumors of people being
Keep
kind
going.
of important,
It's hard to
but
make sense of this place.
nothing crazy.
It's a dream. This is a vast place,
This is a vast
home to forces and beings that are completely alien.
The Dark Presence.
Yes,
Yes.
I don't know what happened to it after your final encounter.
Is there any way out of here?
Sometimes transmissions can be sent between worlds. You've done this yourself. But to actually leave the dark place, I haven't found a way.
Okay. Oh, that was the elevator ride. Well, that makes sense. But yeah, you know, being from such a kind
Stuckey's gas station.
like it's not a 1A
Not
or 2A.
something I
Like
particularly wanted to
3A is like, like I said, it's on the cusp of like you have enough people. I think I had like 150, 180. So it was like the largest
Another memory made
at the
real.
time,
Blake would never make it. The
and
insanity he was
it
facing
still was pretty small
already
compared to
a part
like
of it in him.
like
His
where I
own
live
doing.
now. Like the high
He
schools around
couldn't
here
possibly win. He
are
didn't even want
a
to.
lot larger than what I had to deal with, and there was no like, what am I trying to say? There was probably bullying, and there was probably cyberbullying, but
At
I
least
can't
the
remember it.
lighthouse was much closer now.
I do remember
would
like
have
one
to make
instance
my
of
way
somebody
up there
kind of
somehow.
cyberbullying me, and it was kind of like annoying. But I mean, I think they just kind of gave up, and like it wasn't even funny. It's like, can you at least be funny, please? I guess I could probably save that story. But what the hell was I talking about? Oh yeah, celebrities. Yeah, like I said, nobody from like, because here's the thing, it's always like those big schools, right, where you just have a million kids, and oh. It's always those. It's always those big schools that have like that one standout kid that does like YouTube or like goes on to be famous or something. We really didn't have anybody famous, not that I know of. Like I said, I've heard rumors of people being famous, but nothing crazy. Or like I'll look on Instagram and I'll see something I'll go on Instagram and see somebody and I'll be like, oh man, their life looks so cool, and then I'm like, oh, these are literally just pictures. these are just pictures. Like, your car is probably rented. This is probably a vacation. You don't live here. You're probably dead. You know, like, you can kind of make every excuse. And I know it's like, don't judge people. You know, if it's what makes them happy, go for it. But like, you can't judge somebody, but you also can't let that outward appearance and the mask that they put on affect your mental health, if that makes sense. You know,
But obviously,
I think a lot of people experience that though, where, you know, if that's just
Another memory
kind of
made
what I
real. Wake would
what I
never
feel.
know. The insanity he was facing was already a
But yeah, my
his own doing.
like my high school was great, and I know a lot of people are like, oh man, I would never go back to high school. Like, I got so much freedom now, and things are so much better. And it's like, nah. I mean, if somebody asks like, hey, you wanna pay me 10 grand to go back to high school for a semester? Well, a semester's crazy. Even like 2 weeks.
At least the
yeah, probably like
lighthouse
2 weeks.
was
Yeah,
much
if I would
closer
probably pay like
I
10
would have
grand
to
to go
make
back to
my
high
way
school
up
for
there
2 weeks,
somehow.
and to be like who to have my mind, but to have my old. Well, no, that sounds creepy. See, yeah, no, that sounds weird, right? Because you can't really have your own mind, and then, because like, oh yeah, I wish I could go back to my 17-year-old body
But
and have my
obviously I
mind.
wasn't
And
the
no,
one
that
in the
sounds
driver's seat.
weird. That sounds weird. And then it's like, oh well, everybody else would have to be 17 also. It's like, no, it's weird. It's weird, dude. No, yeah, not what I meant. Yeah, now that I think about it, because that's kind of what 17 Again was. Like, was that movie just fucking strange? I think they danced around that idea a little bit, but maybe, okay, I would not pay the 10 grand. I'm walking that back. I'm walking that back, guys. I'm sorry.
At least the lighthouse was
I guess
much closer
to be
now.
back. Okay,
I would have to make my way up there somehow.
okay, I would pay the 10 grand to be back in that old to just go back in time, right? So, well, my old mind, my old everything, but then I wouldn't like, because the idea is you would grow, right? Because it'd be like, oh, if I could go back with what I knew now, right? That's kind of the idea, is like, but you'd probably not want that, because then it's weird. Yeah, so I guess I would take just going back and my old mind. So just literally just be dropping me back in high school and then taking me back out after like 2 weeks. Yeah, I'd do that. It'd be fun. It'd have to be senior year though. It'd have to be. I think a lot of people will, like, when they think, like, if you want the same experience, it would have to be senior year. It'd have to be. And again, not like not on nothing weird, like, 'cause I know I was talking about like I was with my ex and stuff. No, I just mean like doing, like, if I could go back and do like a band concert, a show choir performance, like a speech competition, like if I could do these extracurriculars, I would do that for sure. Like, that's where it'd be cool. That's where it'd be cool. Or no, wait. I would probably do like homecoming week and then go to the game, but then I don't really need to go to the dance. Or if I went to the dance, it'd just be alone, you know? I just kind of want to be there and like experience more of the lights and not having to like not on no like I gotta make it with this girl, you know? That's what like Superbad is, and that's what Napoleon Dynamite kind of is. And no, I would just want to be there and like look at the lights and like just kind of be there in the experience, and, you know, wrapped up in like them setting everything up and, you know, Spirit Week and all that. I think would be pretty cool. Which is why I'm kind of writing, like the book that I've been writing is actually it's set in that time, that kind of week leading up to homecoming. Because I think that's a super fun time for everybody. And, you know, beginning of school kind of drags. It's like, oh, we're back to school, but then it's like, oh, you know, we got homecoming. Like, this is cool. And then you get the game, which is like something to look forward to. I remember we would always have like teams and stuff. And I remember like when my sister did Homecoming. It's weird that I remember my sister's Homecoming, but I remember the only thing I really remember it very vividly is like people drew the Nothing Was the Same cover in the X's question mark album. I remember people drew those on the windows. It was like I think it was like a music or like a rap theme or something. It was, gosh, I don't remember now, but it's something along the line. I just remember those like murals being painted, and I was like, oh, that's cool. You know, I wish somebody took a photo of that. My sister probably, she probably has that, honestly. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I needed that. Okay. I need some more ammo. Do we want to keep going? I should probably hop off. Oh, okay, yep, I think that's a sign. That's a sign. We're gonna wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening to me yap about high school and detasseling and just all that fun stuff. You know, it is fun kind of going back through and remembering those times. And again, I'm so glad that happened, because it kind of shapes who I am as a person and my outlook on my past. It was great. It was great. It was a great time, and it would be fun to go back. But you know, if I go back and I change stuff, then am I really who I am in the future, right? And you're really just going back to relive it, because it was like it was so good that you just want to relive it. So it's like I wouldn't want anything changed. I would just want to kind of walk the same path, if that makes sense. But no, it was cool. It was cool. It was really fun, and yeah, you know, but that's in the past, and I gotta make my own fun. I've got to make my own enjoyment now. So, I mean, yeah, like I going bowling and stuff, and you know, it's cool. It's nice to kind of just get out of the house and do stuff like that. I kind of miss extracurriculars and being able to do that, and like going out to bonfires and stuff, and the kind of like after game parties after the football games. Those were always fun, and yeah, I mean, I had a great high school experience, and I hope you guys did too. Kind of drop in the comments what your guys' favorite memory of high school was, and yeah, it's fun kind of reliving that with you guys. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna head out. Hope you guys all have a great day, have a great week, and hopefully I should be back tomorrow. Um, God willing, all goes well. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Take care. Peace.